Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Ready to Love Season 8, Episode 6.
Yes, but before we do that, I have one request. One quick request. One call to action. Please, subscribe to the show. It would really help us. Our goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers by Christmas. Can we do that by December? Do you think we can do that, Blair?
I think so.
I hope so.
Yes. That would be a great gift, you guys.
Yes. Please, gift us.
Yes.
With subscribers. Thank you. Let's get back to the show.
All right. So we start off. The ladies are in the ladies' lounge. They have power this week.
I got the power.
And Tommy gives them their task for the week during their dates is to express their doubts. Our first date we go on is Aries and Phil. They've had a great connection over the phone. Aries' only doubt is that she wants her partner to accept her kids and to be a leader.
That is fair.
Yes. Phil is saying that he would accept her kids as his own. He already has one child, so if they get together, they got 3 kids together.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Now, my only issue with that is if the father of her kids is in their life, hopefully hopefully all 3 of them can work together.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully.
Just like the mother of his child.
Yeah, but you know how guys can be possessive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so hopefully he's on board with her dating and being with somebody and that person being around his kids, you know, to make it an easy transition for everybody.
Right. So they both also agree that they want marriage. Phil was married before. It didn't work out, but he's saying that he still really does love marriage.
That's nice.
Yeah. At the end of the date, he walks her out to her car. They share a sweet little kiss.
Whoa.
And then she's on her way.
Excuse me, sir. That was not on the... With tongue?
No tongue.
No tongue? Man, listen here. Phil, you surprised me by laying low. He's like a dark horse. Like, I think he's like focused on his one compared to other people that we see. Hopefully it works out. It seemed like she was blushing, she was laughing, it was
a great date.
She was real giddy, you know what I mean? And they got to really get to know each other and know at least their standards for what they want in their relationship, unlike others, you know. But continue.
Next date is Sierra and Christopher, the new Chris.
Let's call him Christopher.
Christopher, right. Sierra expresses her doubt as when she is initially in a relationship, she's getting to know a person, and the more she learns about them, they end up changing.
Did they change, or like you learn about them different? But
right.
But I feel you.
Did you just have enough time to actually get to know who they were?
Yes, I hear you though.
Chris says that he expresses that he doesn't doubt himself. He has a lot of confidence. He is an entrepreneur, and he's walked in New York Fashion Week. He's just expressing everything about himself, all the things he's accomplished and done.
Going down his resume.
Right. So that way she can get a better idea of who he is and I guess his drive. I feel like that's where Chris comes from.
I don't know where New York Fashion Week fit in that, but I feel you.
Sierra asks what his dating style is, and he responds that, well, I want to really get to know the person that I'm dating and be able to support them and supply them with what they need in the relationship because I know them so well. Sierra's response is, I like Birkins and Chanel's. How does that go with what he was talking about? I don't know.
Hey, listen here,
but that's what she liked.
Listen here, man. We need to stop pushing this stereotype or pushing this agenda that women, or at least my black women, that y'all only care about Birkins and like material things. Sierra, that was your time to actually open up and actually have an actual conversation. Exactly. Besides a shallow response of Birkins and Chanel. And my whole thing is, he says, and like I'm sure you'll tell us, Blair, he says, well, what if I have a down year?
Right.
And I can't give you a Birkin, and like I can't give you a Chanel. I can't give you those materialistic things you want. And what did she say to that question that he asked, Blair?
Well, he also says, are you going to find somebody else to give it to you? Or are you going to leave me? And she says, no, I would get it for myself. And she said in the confessional that that was an insecurity of his showing, of him being feeling a way about her being able to afford certain things for her lifestyle and make certain money, and guys have an issue with that with her. And that may be the case, but
it's not the case.
But that wasn't the situation with Chris. I honestly felt like the Birkin and Chanel, like Sierra, she also comes across as a jokester. So I feel like she was kind of saying something real, but also joking about it. Like, you know, all that's nice, but you can get me something, you know, a present is always good.
He said it perfectly. He said, like, you want this bag? You showed up here in an Uber.
Yeah, he did say that.
Like, my whole point is, when you're in the talking stage, when I know you for you, or at least have some foundation, things to hold on to your character, then you could joke around like, oh, you gotta give me a Birkin. Like right now, Blade, you could joke around about me getting you a Birkin, cause you know you ain't getting no Birkin. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So and then I won't judge you for asking me for a Birkin, cause I'm like, I'm not getting you no Birkin.
Yeah.
Right. So my whole thing is, I haven't seen her. Maybe I don't know what Birkins look like, but I ain't seen her on the show with no Birkin.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. Chris should have asked, so how many do you have? You love him so much.
Exactly. and since you could get them for yourself, how many have you brought for yourself? A Birkin. I looked up and see what's the most expensive Birkin. It said $440,000.
Steep.
$440,000. And if you just want a regular one, a used one, I saw a used one for $230,000. A used one. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yo, don't come into this situation. More and more, I'm starting to see why y'all folks can't find nobody on y'all own, and y'all depending on nephew Tommy to hook y'all up with people, because you're coming in here with these superficial, shallow goals and shallow things that you're asking for your partner, because that comes off as if I want it myself, I'm gonna get it myself. But then you literally said a sentence before, like, I want a man who can take care of me, who can, you know, do things, buy me things.
Yeah.
So if you are going to get it for yourself, please don't use it against him that he didn't get it for you. But like he said, you showed up there in an Uber. Nothing against you, Sierra, but I just felt like there was so much room and so much...
it could have called for a deeper conversation. Y'all really could have got to know each other
exactly better. But truth be told, I'm learning, and maybe you can address this probably in the future. She probably don't like him. And
who
guess
knows?
what?
I think she thought she was being funny.
Well,
but it just didn't land.
It's a date. You're not on stage, okay?
Yeah.
But continue.
Next, we have Jessica and Chris.
What's up, Jessica?
They go to what I consider a meetup. It wasn't a real date to me.
Okay.
It wasn't them getting ready to go out to a restaurant or play some fun games, or, you know, really get to have time to get to know each other in that way.
See, here's the thing about that. When y'all just talking, I think that can be cute. Hey, come over to my job.
Yeah.
Come over where I'm working. It's kind of like a flex in a way. Like, because you see him in a suit, you see him in his environment of power, because Chris is a boss. But I can see what you mean when you say it's not really a date, it's a meetup. How many meetups is Chris allowed to have before somebody say, hey, I understand that you are a busy man. You left the hold down to go get an award. I understand you're busy during the week. I understand. I'm coming to your job site.
Yeah.
But this kind of attests to what her issue is, or her doubts with Chris.
Yeah.
When it comes to their connection. But go ahead.
Yeah, his doubt. So she does meet up with him for lunch at one of his properties, and her doubt, she's expressing that Chris is just not very consistent. He talks about how busy he is, and she says, we're all busy. We all have jobs. We all have things going on. And Chris...
I'm busy though.
And Chris says that he's going to do better. And he also points out the fact that she doesn't reach out to him either. And she agrees, sure, I'll do better too.
Yeah. I really like them. I really like seeing them together. I really like Jessica. She comes off as someone who is... I always go back to the episode before... Well, the episode where he had to leave for the hold down. Mm-hmm. And she took him around to make sure that he was safe this week, even when he had the least amount of time.
Yeah. Right?
One thing that Chris said that we talked about was that he talked about how, hey, with me, you have to be soft. Mm-hmm. You know? I see you're strong. I see you're assertive. I'm paraphrasing. But, like, when we talk to each other, there is a softness. Because he also put on himself. He said, like, I'm going to be soft with you, so I expect you to be soft with me.
Yeah.
I feel like that is a honest assessment, but I feel like unless there is until she proves that she's not soft with you, I probably wouldn't have said it.
Yeah.
Because even though she may not be as nurturing or come off as nurturing as Eris, you know, the lady.
Yeah, she definitely has a softer vibe.
Yes, like you know how you was crying in the house and stuff like that. No, I'm not judging you a little bit, but I don't get masculinity or like a masculine vibe from Jessica. Two different types. But I probably would have waited to ask for the soft side and waited to see it. But like you said, it's a date. That's better than she's asking for Janelle or anything like that. Like they actually talking.
They connected.
They talking about things that have to do with them.
Right.
Things that can actually lead to a next date or text message. Something as simple as, hey, I feel like you're not consistent. I feel like I gotta reach out to you. Chris like, hey, I feel like, hey, you ain't reach out to me. Things like that. So I feel like they have foundation or trying to have a foundation to build on. So I like them too.
Yeah. Next date is Kat and Marvin.
Yes.
And Kat's concern is if Marvin can be monogamous.
Okay.
And be satisfied with that, with all of the things that he's into. Marvin says, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Marvin says he can be monogamous. He's looking forward to a family and kids. When he talks about all of his interests, he says that's him speaking as just a single man of what he does normally. But when he's in a relationship, he's going to consider his partner and shift for them. Kat doesn't feel like he's being truthful. She really just doesn't feel that he's going to be satisfied with a monogamous relationship.
I don't get it.
And she feels like he's just kind of saying the right things to get through this elimination week.
I just don't get it. Like, okay, Blair, do you believe what he's saying?
No.
So here's
but the thing is, like, I can't sit up here and say that he's not being honest, but I can just say that I still have doubts because I just don't see if you're open to all these things, how can vanilla stuff and monogamy satisfy? Like, it just doesn't, to me, it doesn't. I just can't. I wouldn't be able to get into a relationship knowing you're into all of that, and I'm not going to be doing all of that and thinking that you're going to be satisfied. I just don't trust it.
Listen here, you got a patty cake answer. You say you don't believe him. So if you ask me a question and you don't believe me, why you keep asking me the same question? He's been saying the same thing for the past 4 weeks. That, hey, this is what I like to do on my alone time. This is my job. When I'm with someone, one-on-one, I'm with them.
Yeah.
I'm going to be monogamous. Okay? There's some things I like. I like some booty play or booty worship, whatever it's called. I have no idea. I forgot.
Yeah.
Right? But he said this is what I like. Because y'all asking what does he like? What is he into? So he tells you. We got to stop judging Marvin from the questions that we ask him, and then he give us the answer, and then we're like, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Stop asking him
Well,
that.
do you believe him?
Yes. I do. like I do. I honestly do.
That's not what you said yesterday.
But I honestly do believe
Okay.
it. That is what I said yesterday. What I said was, what do you want him to say?
Yeah.
Because he's saying that, hey, all I've seen is my parents. That's the model that I'm going after.
Yeah.
My parents, quote unquote, live in it's good. My parents, quote unquote, live in the island. So I want to move there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, if you don't believe what he's going to say, he's already in a pickle before he say anything.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help, Marvin. Now I got to criticize you. You got to stop with the weirdness things. like it's just like, for example, you said that you about to dress up or have a costume as a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
They just automatically link that to like sex weird stuff. You get what I'm saying? So it's like,
even though it's not.
but they can't help it.
Yeah.
Because weird equals weird. So like it just, I feel like Marvin, even though like yes he's into some stuff, it's just not fair. But continue.
Right. Okay. The next date is Kira and Herbert. She invites Herbert to her home. She had a really cute house.
Yeah.
I felt like it was cute. It fit her perfectly. I really liked her house.
Yeah.
And so she is cooking dinner for them. She asked him to start the fire, which he does. and she's got this dog licking up and rubbing up on him and pulling his arm down while he's drinking his wine. I'm just like, here, you need to put this dog up.
Wow.
And I'm a dog lover. I absolutely love dogs. But the dog is in the way, and not everybody be feeling dogs like that. Put the dog up.
Wow.
So anyway, that was my only pet peeve. I was like, girl, do something with your dog. So Kira's doubt was that Herbert is nonchalant and he is not doing a good job of pursuing her.
He may not like you like that.
Yeah, Herbert says it's challenging to date multiple people. And Kira is saying that, look, it only takes a second to send out 3 text messages or to make 3 phone calls a day. Like, it's not that deep.
But I'm not into you.
Right.
So it is hard for me.
But it seems like, I mean, Herbert's not pushing up on Janelle, so I don't know who he's really putting his effort into. So Kira, she has this great idea that she wants to make up a dance video, like a little TikTok or whatever. And he is definitely not feeling it at first. He's like, I cannot dance. But they come up with a little routine and do it. And it made her happy. And he was just saying that, you know, he has a good time with her, but he really doesn't know what more is to her other than just the fun and the flirtiness. Yeah. Like, they haven't really gotten to another level. And yeah, so what did you think about their date?
This was just a date.
Just folks spending time together.
I don't see a connection. I don't see and I'm not even going to put it on Herbert. I'm gonna put it on her too. I don't really see her liking him like that either. Yeah, you know, it's just a date to see if a connection can be developed. I don't think so.
Yeah. Janelle, she is on a date with Quentin.
What's up, Janelle and Quentin?
Yes. Janelle's doubt is about their age difference and the timing when it comes to marriage and kids and if he is open to adoption. We find out that she was adopted. I feel like we found that out a little bit earlier, but they talked about it more.
It's the first time I heard it.
Yeah. Yeah. So she comes out and it says that she was adopted, and Quentin, he's got his little button up on looking and his glasses, looking mature. Holding her hand while he's talking to her. Listen. And saying that, yes, like, I am for marriage, I am for adoption, and I don't want a long engagement. Like, I'm ready to get in this thing whenever I make the decision to.
Yeah. Do I believe him? I really can't read Quentin because I feel like he is a ladies' man. I feel like he know exactly what to say, who to say it to. He even joked around with it and said, look, I know we're going to have this. I know we're going to do this. I know we're going to have sex. He slid that in.
Yeah, we're going to do this.
Yes. Like, so like he's joking around, but at the same time, he knows where to meet Janelle where she is, but it's kind of hard to, read them, you know? They do look good and well together on stage, but, we would see more from them. They are like the popular ones on the show. Yeah. So it was good seeing, and she was excited. She said, I finally get my one-on-one date with Quentin. Yeah. So I was happy for her, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
Next, we go to Kira and Marie. Oh, boy. This is another date that wasn't a date to me. No. This was a confrontation.
This called payback.
Exactly. I got the power this week, so I'm going to call you down here and we're going to talk. This is what it would look like to me. So they went to some popsicle shop. Part of me, which may be a reach, I was like, she trying to test him to see what he gonna get on his popsicle. Talking about he health conscious.
Stop it. Go ahead.
He want the works, girl.
Go ahead.
So they sit down. Kira expresses to him that she felt like he prejudged her with the whole black culture comment and that he really doesn't know her to say whether or not she's into it. Then she talks about she got black brothers and stuff like that. I'm just like, girl, stop bringing up your family. You black. We know you got black family. Yeah. Like, what are you trying to say? Yeah. So he expresses to her that he really didn't mean to disrespect her, but he does live a very pro-black lifestyle and he wants the person he's with to be able to be in those spaces with him, to be comfortable with how he lives his life and giving back to his community. Like, that is a part of his day-to-day. Yeah. And he was saying, even though you may not like what I say, I'm gonna be honest and I'm gonna be me, and pretty much this is what it is.
There's no connection between the two. Yeah. But whenever somebody say, I know you may not like what I say, but I'm gonna be me,
Yeah.
They don't really like you like that.
Yeah, they don't really care what you think about
They don't
them.
care about their representation. They don't care about any. They don't care about sending out that representative that everybody is the first couple months.
So they can pull you in.
Exactly. No. They're like, this is who I am. Take it or leave it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So with Kira, her issue is that she living in a glass house, meaning that she don't like how he judged her. She judged Quentin.
Pot calling the kettle, calling the kettle, calling the pot, calling the kettle.
Whatever it is. So that's why I'm like I don't.
And she can't even see she did the same thing.
No.
Like the girl is.
Let's move on.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Next day is Marvin and Lee. Why did they go out again? Lee does not like Marvin.
I forgot Lee was on the show.
Why is she going out with him? I thought she and Quentin had a little connection.
No, I don't think. I think they probably look good together, but Lee is boring. I'm sorry. Well, actually, I'm not sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing. Lee is boring.
Right.
I forgot she was on the show, but continue.
So Lee is expressing that she's going out with him. Mm-hmm. She's not into the stuff he's into, but she does like to pick his brain and talk to him. Okay, but this isn't going to help you build a connection.
That's what I'm saying.
You just nosy, basically.
Y'all keep putting Marvin in this box and judging him off the questions y'all asking him, and when he gives you the correct answer, y'all say, I don't believe you. This Marvin, I see you, brother.
And the thing is, if you ain't feeling him, leave him alone. Like,
whatever.
leave the man alone.
Whatever.
If you don't believe what he says or whatever, just wash your hands of him. But she go out on a date with Marvin. Lee asked him about his temperament, which I thought was weird because I feel like that's something you can see just by spending time with somebody. But he says that he's calm and he's also likes to have a good time and joke around. And I feel like he's displayed that, so I don't know why he had to spell it out.
It is what it is.
But you're just saying she's boring.
Yes, man.
Marvin called her amazing and gorgeous and humble and all this type of stuff. And I'm like, Marvin, you don't even know her like that.
But but that's his representative.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He thinking he's still in a fair game, but man, they got it out for you, man. They go keep asking you sex questions, and you go keep giving the answer that they don't believe.
Right.
So it's not even fair.
Right. So Lee thinks that he's a nice guy, but doesn't know if his lifestyle would fit her. He says he's willing to compromise when he gets into a relationship. She doesn't want him to push down his desires just for being in a relationship.
Basically, like, I don't even like you like that. Mm-hmm. So you can keep your desires. Listen here. Marvin have said for the past 3 episodes, which I'm tired of hearing, that I don't have to live this way. It's a choice.
Yeah.
I'm willing to compromise. I thought y'all women love that word, compromise. You know, maybe he needs to say a stronger word, change. Like I don't know what he.
I will be renewed.
I don't know what he needs to say to basically prove the fact, or show y'all the fact, or answer the fact that I don't have to live this way. Like, I don't know what more he has to say.
Yeah.
Continue.
We get to the ladies' lounge. Mm-hmm. The ladies are expressing they don't know how genuine Christopher is.
Yeah.
He's been running through his resume
the
with
New York
all the
fashion
ladies,
show didn't help.
with all the ladies,
yeah.
And they haven't really felt a genuine connection to him as a person. Mm-hmm. They just kind of know his resume. Marvin told Jessica that he's a stag, and apparently that's where you enjoy watching your partner be intimate with somebody else. See, that's another one of them things that I'm just like, see, you into all this stuff. How are you just going to give all this up? Anyway. Moving on.
He's going to compromise.
All right. So Aries and Marie, they don't have a romantic connection.
Okay.
Kira thinks Jessica and Janelle are mean girls. They get into a tit for tat.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what it was about.
The tit for tat was basically when she was talking about her date with Marie.
Oh, yeah.
She kind of act like she forgot his name.
Yeah, and called him Marvin. And...
Yeah. Or basically just play like, who was it? And Janelle and Jessica is one of my favorite people, is that they basically like, girl, stop.
Yeah, you know who he is.
Because basically, I think what happened is that women have a better, they do a better job of reading each other. So things that I would miss as a guy, like passive aggressive shots, because in my head, I'm like, I also forget his name too. You know what I mean? But
we mispronounced his name as well.
Exactly. So, but what happened was she was talking about like how disrespectful he was to like her blackness.
Oh yeah,
and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That got Janelle rolling the eyes. And things of that nature. Because to her, she's like, you did the same thing
to Quentin,
to my band. I mean, Quentin.
Right.
You did it to Quentin. And they get into this little argument back and forth. And Jessica, obviously, you should could tell Jessica and Janelle, they cool. They on the same page. But Janelle, she's a little older, 41, whatever. She's like, listen here, little girl, you ain't gonna play with me. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't like you. I'm like, wait a minute. How did we get here?
Janelle be like putting 20 on 10. I can understand being irritated and annoyed, but to buck up at her and be huffing and puffing and moving in your seat and try to act like you want to get up, like, girl.
She's like, listen here.
It ain't that deep.
Your little friend, what was that girl that she argued with first? Was it Tequila?
Tequila, yeah.
Whatever. I ain't having one of those again. You know what I mean? She basically like, listen, you did this with Quentin. I don't like you. Basically, I can see through you. I can read through you. Like, basically, they did not like how Kira always talk about how, oh, this is too black. This is things like that. Basically, to put it in layman terms, Kira comes off as an Oreo. As someone who is black, but basically is not showing, as Marie may, their blackness. They may show their variety. They may show their, you know what I mean? So Janelle was basically like, listen here, you did the same thing with Quentin, and basically when there was events, you was always talking about how this may come off as too black and things like that. And I do believe that Janelle was triggered because I'm like, Kira got you this roped up. She probably met a whole bunch of Kiras that she just don't like, and she's like, I don't like this girl.
Yeah.
So that was a good scene. Of course, Nephew Tommy got to be like, one thing we gonna do, we're not gonna argue and get the ratings up. We are not loving hip hop.
Yeah, we're gonna be respectful.
We're gonna be respectful.
We're gonna be respectful.
Well, okay, Tommy. Thank you, Tommy. And then he pulled out a baseball out of nowhere.
He said curveball.
Okay.
So we're gonna be getting rid of 2 guys this week instead of 1.
Man.
And then we get to the scene of when we see them going out to their eliminates and they have 3 people. So y'all still trying to like trick us and fool us into not knowing who's going home. I'm just like, y'all could just went out with the 2 folks.
Listen here, I knew 2 of them was going home. And I got my 2 right. I think I got my 2 right. I think.
Yeah.
But I knew who the bottom 3 was going to be for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the eliminates are Kat and Marvin, Chris and Kira, Christopher and Kira, and Marie and Lee.
Yeah. So
with Kat and Marvin, people really don't believe he's going to change his lifestyle. Oh, no. Kat tells him he is not ready to
go home and put on that Power Ranger
about time. I mean, you're into other stuff. The girls aren't really feeling what you're into. But the thing is, you could find somebody who is. Like, there are plenty of people who is into that stuff. People he probably, been with, whatever. So
Marvin.
Go be with your people. Your people are not here. Find your tribe.
That's what he's been doing. That's why he's like, I'm willing to compromise. I want to stop doing what I've been doing because it's not really a relationship thing to do.
Right.
But Marvin, I understand you was picked on, man. Peace to you, brother.
Yes. Chris and Kira meet up. Kira is telling Chris that it just comes off that you're selling yourself or pretty much just getting your resume.
It did come off that way, though.
But the thing is, I actually kind of agreed with Chris's rebuttals where he was saying, well, if y'all are asking me questions, how else am I supposed to answer the question other than answering the question?
New York Fashion Week could have stayed out of it.
But at the same time, it's like, Chris, like, you didn't show enough, I guess, of your personality, of like trying to court or to woo any of the women. It was very transactional in a way.
And truth be told,
but he was just answering the questions and being himself.
And truth be told, your connection may not just be on this show. Maybe you didn't do nothing wrong, man. Maybe. Yeah. New York Fashion Show was wild, though.
Then Maurier and Lee meet up. Lee expresses that he gives off homie vibes. And the black culture issue was brought up, and he was like, I know where that came from. I told her I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. Listen here. But Maurier is safe.
Listen here. Whenever a woman says you give off homie vibes, basically you're not as attractive as the other guys that's on the show. Jessica, I do. That's why I like Jessica. She said, I like my sit down with Maria because that's also where it started off. That's where it really kicked it off, too. When Kira was giving her criticism of Maria, Jessica stood up and said, I love my conversation with Maria.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Maria is cool. He's genuine. He's basically consistent. Whenever we talk and text, he responds to things like that. So there was already something brewing that I feel like we didn't see between Kira. And there is, when it, put like this, let's say Janelle and Jessica are mean girls. I can see Janelle being a mean girl.
Absolutely.
Right? As a mean girl, as someone who is guessing, right? Mm-hmm. When you in that high school type of vibe, you kind of pick, without them even proving it, who you don't like and who you're not going to rock with. Kira, I can just already get tell based off of how everybody got their own connections and stuff like that. Like, Kira, you wasn't going to bond with any of the females that's there. And
it don't seem like she bonding with any other men either.
Yeah, exactly. So
she's talking about red flag here and she don't trust this. Like, I feel like she don't like anybody.
It's just funny. Quickly, before we get out of here, I want to give respect to Bible Pool 6313. They commented, great review. Shout out to you. And Arlene Dixon 2547. Shout out to y'all too for commenting on the show. Leave a comment. I will give you a shout out. Leave your questions. Leave whatever you think about the show as well too, so we can have a conversation.
Yeah, one of us converse with y'all.
One of us will be in the comments. So please, do you have anything else?
No, thanks for stopping by.
Y'all be good.